1 second, guys. Wait, 1 second. Wait. Wonderful. So, ladies, today we've got a very fun exercise. Dio, do you want to share with everybody what we're doing today?
We're sharing truths about ourselves and then we bully each other.
Wonderful. Now, the purpose of this exercise is the ability to be uncomfortable and make other people uncomfortable. The biggest issue on sales calls is everyone is the fuck too nice, like way too nice on the sales call, or trying to be liked because you're scared and you're not used to being uncomfortable or making other people uncomfortable. When your prospect is being a bitch, when your prospect is lying to you, you need to be able to handle and address it, always case by case. So, for the first 10 minutes of this call, you guys will be going through one by one, telling us your insecurities and your weaknesses. The good thing about this is if you are able to speak your darkest demons out into the open, they are literally not as big as what you thought they were. The best way to handle demons is by putting light upon them and seeing that the only reason they were big is because that you cast a shadow upon them in the darkness. That being said, we're gonna go with Dio, Rune, Fatlum, the Albanian, Adil, and then Francisco. So sharing is caring. Tell me your insecurities.
I feel like I'm not very good in social circles with normal people.
Dio, do not say anything you have previously said. Please use
Yeah,
fucking.
thanks for making it even easier for me. Yeah. Then yeah, I think my tonality could be greatly improved, which my bad tonality.
Useless. I want things that make you
Oh,
sweat when you speak them, not
yeah,
just
well, yeah, when I'm speaking with people and I don't sound interesting, and I won't sound interesting.
because you're
I
not
won't.
interested. Next.
Fucking shout.
Um,
Um,
my is not a word, yeah. My um my deepest fear is like not being good enough. I recognized it when I started this journey, and this has been driving me my whole life. Like school, also in school, I wanted to always be good enough, so people see me as good enough. Um, and I feel insecure when I meet people that have a lot of confidence, have a lot of charisma, can talk good. Then I feel insecure because I think that they don't see me as good enough. So that's an insecurity. And also with very pretty girls, when I have a crush on her, I have difficulties talking to her because I overthink everything I say then because I think I'm lower than her, basically.
interesting.
Yeah.
Fatlum, tell us you killed a man.
Well, my insecurities are actually that I'm getting always the feeling that I'm not getting that people are not taking me serious. So they think like when I start having a conversation with somebody, that I have always this in my mind that the person in front of me is not interested enough or doesn't even care what I'm saying. And with this, I feel like it's like a heavy backpack what I'm taking with me. And since the beginning, it was like always like this.
Good.
And I think also what he said about overthinking, I think it adapts also to me that I'm always overthinking a little bit way too much instead of just going straight through.
Very good. Adil.
I should have an entire notebook about my insecurities. So yeah, I think Ishmael knows I have quite a bit of mindset problems, so that I push through. But the biggest one, I'm afraid to lose people I somehow depend on, even if it's not a significant dependent. I'm afraid that they will leave me. It might be in school with teachers. I'm afraid that they will stop teaching me, and then and because I'm a scholarship student, then I will be kicked out from this country, and I will go back to Kazakhstan. With girls, especially previously, I was emotionally dependent. So I was afraid that she will leave me. Same with friends. And even now, as I am using techniques to block those thoughts they emerge. An example in case with Ishmael. Right before this call, for a bleak moment, I had a thought that if I join, then for some reason, Ishmael will kick me out. And then I will have to try to find another mentor, which I will be able to talk to and get advice from. And I'm afraid that I will never find someone as competent. So that's another example. Same with parents. I'm afraid that they will leave me someday. Even as I say it, my heart rate goes up. So yeah, and I have an entire notebook about it.
Very good, Adil. You're not gonna like this next part of the session. Let's go
Okay.
with Francesca.
So one of my biggest fears is being underrated by other people. I always felt like a lot of people that were in my circle didn't appreciate what I do in general, like in school or in sports. I always have this feeling that people cared, but at the same time didn't value my work, and also to with my parents and my family. Another thing would be like relationship. I fear to lost some of my friends because now I started my entrepreneurial journey, and I know that I won't be able to have the same connection. Also for girls, in the past I always I see a lot of time the pattern that once I get really close to a girl, I focus too much on the future, and yeah, at the end of the day, I would say 90% of the time the things didn't work. Yeah,
Well, Francesca, are you single?
right now, yeah.
So 100% of the time. Just wanted to correct your maths. 100%. Dia,
Mm. Um,
stop fucking saying it's not a fucking word.
I said I am.
Sounded like work on your tonality and enunciation.
I was thinking. Uh, what was it? Mm.
Was that I am as well?
Yeah, it was definitely Yeah, you could go on for now. I'll think of it in a sec.
Rune,
Sorry, what do I do now?
come on, keep going. Keep going.
I'll keep going. Insecurities, yeah. Like I feel insecure that I won't be good enough for my family, for example. Or as they see me as not good enough. I value their opinion maybe way too high. Definitely my brothers.
Okay. Is not a word, please.
Hmm. True.
Okay. Anything else?
No. not at the moment.
Mr. Mafia?
I feel like in some conversations that I'm not being able to fully understand what the person in front of me is saying, which also leads into the like not getting serious and overthinking way too much. I mean, yeah, just like he said, like that I'm not good enough for my family, that I cannot provide them properly, and just failing like in every aspect. So that's the point.
Okay. Adil?
I can just read a recent note from my notebook.
Cool.
I like Monica. She's from Russia, but recently I have learned that she was liking a David for a short period of time, and he is a literal piece of shit, incompetent, has no ambition, no goals. He just doesn't care. But she likes him and doesn't show interest in me. Does it mean that she's better than I am?
Okay. On a side note, let me tell you how to write notes. This is journaling, yes?
Yeah.
So that was yours. Can I show you mine?
Yeah.
Cool. What is my desire? Why do I do what I do? Maybe that's why. Maybe I'm not seeing the correlation of providing love and finding my love. And with that, my drive, desire, and direction is lost. But what if not for her, but maybe them? What if hope is just the figment of my imagination and the truth stays dormant in order to allow me to cope with the fact that maybe, just maybe, that's not the reason? Maybe I found that reason because I had no other reason to exist. Maybe I just wanted to show value, but in turn, the value isn't me. And as such, what acts as my greatest strength over other men acts as my kryptonite. We're both basically saying the same shit. Do you see the difference in how we're saying it?
Are you focusing on articulation while you're making a note?
Yes.
Why do that? Like, don't you focus on the message you're trying to convey on piece of paper?
But I'm conveying the message at the same time.
Mhm. Okay.
Right? And
So,
writing is the way that you think.
mhm.
So how do you want to think?
Okay. So if you use more advanced vocabulary and complex sentences in your writing, that will translate into your speaking and thinking.
Yes, to an extent, even making it poetic, right?
Mhm.
Because yours says, I like girl. Girl does not like me. I recently found out that guy is
Okay.
with
Yeah,
girl.
okay.
Fuck
True.
that guy, not good guy.
True. Okay.
Right? Like obviously this like your journal or your notes to yourself or oneself isn't remotely, is not to be written, no, it's not to be seen by others or shared, right? But the way that I put it is, what if someone was to read it? Right? And on the basis that you are able to work on the way that you write, that has a direct correlation to the way that you speak. Make sense?
Yes.
Right? So like actively thinking about on the basis that you do journal, not that I recommend it. Like I'll only ever do it if like my brain's fucked. Like I really can't, I can't figure stuff out. I need to put it on a piece. Like I need to figure something out and I don't know what it is. Right? Because when you're writing, you're often speaking to yourself. Right? So how do you want to speak to yourself? Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yes.
Should I
Also,
also pick the language when I write down? Like, don't be too critical about whatever I write about, or just articulation.
what I've done here is not so much on articulation. Articulation, by the way, articulation is how you articulate words, it's speaking,
In writing
right?
is
Uh, Writing isn't like articulation is directly correlated to speaking, right? So, like how you articulate, right? Referencing to how you emphasize words and come across in a comprehensible manner. This is a good way to put it, right? I have at times been praised for the way that I speak, right? It is because I think of the way that I speak. To the same extent, I think of the way that I write. So I'm actively aware of what I'm trying to say, right? And another way is also reading good books, right? Like just as an example, let's say someone picked up your journal. Would they take you for an intelligent guy?
I think they would take it as a journal for person close to suicide.
Cool.
Like, to be honest. Mhm.
But then, no, we'll have a chat about that then. If someone was to pick up any of my notes, right? Like, there's more meaning. So the utilization of poetry allows for more meaning to be understood by the reader. Does that
I
make
see.
sense?
Yeah, so it's not just about the message, but also the way you pack it.
Yes. And also yours is a lot more personal.
Mhm.
Yours is this, that. Mine is much more taking one step away and looking at the situation. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think that makes sense.
Cool. But carrying on, let's go on to, and guys, this applies to all of you. Francesco, final bit of sharing.
I fear that I can't reach my goal in the next few months.
Now we're going to make a fun session because I don't care so much for sharing. Time to bully. So I'll say your name, and your goal is to make someone else sweat, make them feel uncomfortable, make them literally feel bullied. It is not so much to become a bully, but it is able to become a bully. The training here is to understand that you need to be a wolf in sheep's clothing, not a sheep in wolf's clothing. So, who wants to go first?
Wait, so just for me to understand right, so now we have just to pick somebody and just like to have a conversation and like to bully them down? Do you mean like this, or what do you mean? Yeah.
Everything was correct except for have a conversation.
So technically, just say something what doesn't look good to that person, right?
Yeah. Hit them with an uncomfortable realization of that fact that they're a cock, as an example. Yes. So, Albanian Mafia, feel free to go first.
Before I start, because I don't want to get to somebody's under their skin. So, is it related like to the stuff we are doing, or just like bomb it down?
The deeper you can get into the skin, the better you understand the exercise.
Okay.
I'll give an example. Adil, with all those notes, I'm surprised you haven't come to the obvious realization that you should just kill yourself. Yeah. How many times have you thought of it and why haven't you done it yet? Right? That is something very uncomfortable to say. Now, granted, I don't mean it. I thought it. I knew it'd be uncomfortable, so I spoke it. It is the ability to speak uncomfortable shit. Now, this is a controlled setting where feel free to take your shots at everyone. It's an exercise. But Mafia, you understand the task at hand?
Yeah, sure. Now I understood it.
Go for it.
All right, so I'm just gonna start saying some weird sense. Francesco, I don't know how big your headset has to be to understand the situation what we are doing right now. So I think just get a bigger book to write those notes since you need more pages than somebody else.
Honestly, for the first shot, not bad. Could have done better, but not bad. Francesco, pick a target.
Leo, you look so small in your tiny room. I know you don't like to be comfortable by talking, so
Wonderful. Dio, pick a target.
Francesco, why is it that you believe that people never appreciate you?
is it a conversation or just
He's prompted a conversation.
okay? Because I feel like I'm not doing enough good.
Dio, that was terrible. You are too slow. Francesco, pick another target.
Ryan. Ryan, if you don't get a girl in I don't know, a few months, you never will be able to have sex again for the rest of your life.
I don't know what the fuck that was.
I don't know. I don't know.
Useless. Ryan.
Fatlum, if Fatlum, if you're so fat as your name says, and if you keep talking with that tonality, how the fuck do you think people are gonna take you serious?
That was okay at best. Fatlum.
I kind of like this play. Ryan, that was a really good one about my size, but my size is bigger so people can see me, so I'm not quite sure how they see you with your size. So bit like a stop sign.
That's a bit meh. Ryan.
Dio, if you keep talking like this to your friends and to everybody else in the world, how the fuck do you think you're gonna fit in social situations and actually get a fucking girl?
He's 15. His balls haven't dropped yet, but other than that, very good. Dio.
Fathom.
Dio, you failed. Fatlum.
Adil, this one is for you, brother. According to your background, I think you're like hiding in a closet from that girl. I don't know. I mean, if you want to talk with a girl, you have to approach her, not hiding in a closet.
That was quite weak. I would have gone down the lines of how does it feel that after getting fucked by another man, you'd still accept that woman back, even with his semen inside of her. Yep, just so that she'll make you feel appreciated and you won this time, but no one remembers second place. Cool. Adil, shoot your shot.
That's second as well. You're a professional in this game.
Ah!
Francesco, you're saying that you're afraid to talk to the girls. But with your and ums and the way you speak and how slow and boring is it, how you ever expect any girl to be interested in a conversation with you?
I would have gone with saying, Francesco, you are the picture next to the phrase, it took him a while to understood what the other person had said. Francesco, go for it.
Futrum, why you are afraid to not doing good enough for people?
I feel like nobody taking me serious. I don't know.
But you're a serious guy, right?
Sorry?
You're a serious guy, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. That was very good, Francesco. I'm proud of you. I hold to my previous statement. Fatlum,
Angelico, I got a question. No, fucked up. I don't have anything in my mind.
Fatlum. No, sorry, not Fatlum. Francesco.
I have no idea right now.
We've gone from dumb to dumber. Rune.
Adele, do you think by taking some notes in your stupid book you're gonna get some fucking balls on your body, or
Adele.
Actually, guys, if you're just holding something, I would love you to be more of a
No,
cunt. Yeah,
no,
just in general.
Adele. They're just all pussies.
Okay,
Like, yeah. Adele, go for it.
Ryan, you said you value your family.
my family's opinion, yeah.
Did you do something to make them proud recently? At least?
Yeah,
Like,
I got a degree that made them proud.
so you get a degree. You spent 4 years to make them
3.
proud. 3 years to make them proud for one day. Is it something you want to pursue? Obviously not, because you want to be an entrepreneur. So you just wasted 4 years of your life just to make them proud for one day.
I didn't know about entrepreneurship, so I did it for myself too.
Adele, very well done. That was terrible. Rune.
Adele, if you would speak to me so insecure as you're speaking to yourself, then I wouldn't want to be friends with you either.
Adele.
Dio, are you here?
No, Adele, your turn.
Dio.
Child. His mother might have walked in the room. She does that
Okay.
occasionally.
Then in that case, Fatum, yeah? Fatum. Fatum?
Yeah,
What
I
you
can
mean?
hear you. I'm here.
Mhm.
I'm here.
You say that you're afraid that people will not understand you. Why?
Mhm. Like they don't understand what I'm saying.
Is that just because of the accent or because of what you're saying?
No, because of what I'm saying.
Mhm. So what you're saying is stupid. Is that what you imply? Or you don't believe what you're saying?
Sometimes.
Okay, Adele, what you should have said is it because of your accent or what you say, or more specifically, the lack of what you say?
Mhm.
Or something like you have to surprise people.
So don't use the word stupid, just directly offending them. Or can I?
I don't think he's going to be offended if you call him stupid. Fatlum,
Okay,
does
I
that
see.
offend you? No.
No.
Like if I was going to go for Fatlum, I'd highlight the fact that the only thing interesting about him is how his parents were able to predict with the first 3 letters what he'd look like growing up.
Okay, sure.
Fatlum, did you get my joke? Yeah, good joke. Fatlum, your turn. Come on, guys, use your brain. Honestly, at this point, if I
Ryan,
okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Ryan, is this your always? Wait a second. Ryan, is this always your hair look? What you have here in those calls? Because it looks like you're trying to hide your receded hairline.
True.
Oh, do you have a receding hairline?
A bit, yeah.
Ah, so you really did peak in high school.
Primary school.
Very good. Rune.
Okay. Francesco, you said you're scared of not getting valued. Is that right?
Yeah.
And is that getting valued by your friends or your family or who?
Yeah, both. Both.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Francesco, you look like your dad gets cheated on by your mother and he's okay with it. Yeah. Good. Francesco, your turn.
Adele, why you are taking notes?
Remember,
Why you are
great ideas that I encountered.
so do you think that just by looking at yeah, third perspective things will change?
Yes, that's how book works.
But you are doing it. It's not a subjective. It's your mind versus your mind.
No, it's just an ideas I got from books, from people, and from calls.
So, Adele, your adequate response would be, so, Francesco, there's a thing called a book. I know you haven't seen it before, but it's got lots of words and lots of pages. Yes. And then like shoot your shot back. Adele.
Francesca, you said you fear to not be valued by your family and friends.
Yeah.
Can you remind me what you have done of value, which would make your family value you? Take your time, yeah. Remember, maybe something in the last couple of years.
Okay, this was good. This was good. This was
Thank you,
good.
thank you.
Very good. I would have gone with Francesco. Your mother should have swallowed.
What this means is swallow.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, guys, what you have to understand is when it comes to life, when it comes to business, there will always come a time where you are challenged, whether directly and indirectly, your group is challenged, your team is challenged. You go into a setting where there's already a hierarchy and there's already a group, and it's going to be hard for you to put your placement in it. Now, the example that I give is let's imagine that we're in a circumstance where you and I are in the same location and someone challenges us. I assume that you would expect me to then step in or step up to the challenge, right? That is most likely what would happen, and you guys would fall back and let that happen. You guys need to be in positions that whenever necessary, you are able to take shots at people. Now, granted, I'm not saying go for character assassination like we're doing now, comfortable in circumstances. As an example, in negotiations, in real life and online, many people lie. Right. But now also in a group setting, if someone is lying, it is very uncomfortable to call someone out for being a liar in a group setting due to the fear of judgment of multiple parties, which adds to the stress. You need to be able to speak your mind, speak your chest, whether you're right, whether you're wrong, and not give a fuck about offending. The whole point of this exercise is to give you a very relaxed exposure to this kind of behavior. Now, the fact that you guys struggle to insult each other is worrying. Like in my head, if I left you guys all in an Airbnb together, you'd end up jerking each other off to go to sleep at night to make each other feels good while you compliment lies to each other. That is my honest opinion. All right? You guys need to be tougher in general. As an example, people who know me, they don't fuck with me. It's a very nice life. Now, granted, I have very few friends who fuck with me because they know that they shouldn't fuck with me. Yeah, so they kind of do it just to lower my ego. But all in all, you need to be a person in a circumstance that other people do not want to fuck with or do not want to insult. Right? As an example, would any of you guys want to go up toe to toe with me on a match on insulting and making the other person feel uncomfortable? Anyone? Fatlum, you want to give it a go?
Yeah, why not?
I'll let you shoot
Can I
your shot.
start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
It's
Okay. All right.
not a word. If you want, you can take some time. Take your time. Think very hard. Think very carefully. Don't fuck it up.
Well, we have one chance, or are we just gonna continue like?
Considering that we're speaking with you, I'm more than happy to give you a few chances.
All right. Ismail,
Yes, Fatlo.
did somebody tell you that you look like you're like the new poster of Don't Do Drugs?
Fatlum, my honest advice for you, given that comment and given what I've seen thus far, is that you should carry a plant with like, everywhere you go to make up for the oxygen that you waste.
Sorry, I couldn't find the person who asked for this opinion, but yeah, I can fuck with you about this one. But on the other side, is it our guy up here, Ryan? He's like bold enough to save his hairline, but you also have a cap on. So is it the same point with you over here, or are we missing something? We got the point.
Wait, what's the point?
The point that your edges are sharper than my desk over here.
And do you feel that due to your lack of male like ability or how you are as an individual, that your hair is what makes you a man? Because from my understanding, it's women who care about hair, not men. But I'm sure you have that lack of value that you see your hair as a real strengthening point when it go men against men.
It's kind of interesting what kind of women you're facing with. I mean, like women who are like looking either if you have big muscles instead of having something in your brain. But that's the one what I'm looking for. So
The fact that you think I have big muscles speaks a lot about your body composition.
well, in body composition, like you can see, it's like filling the entire screen, what I'm having here right now. By your side, assuming it's like a quarter filling your screen.
So I'm
But yeah,
confused.
keep it okay. Keep it going. You're doing great.
But are you saying that I'm big or small? Because previously you said I'm big and I rely on muscles for attention from women. And then on the other side, you said I'm small. Which one are you going with?
I mean, the fact that you're thinking about two ways and not taking the one thing what I said, it's like kind of telling me that you're like not really focusing like in the stuff we're saying over here. So, but I'll let you. You can have time. Sure, don't worry about it.
You're contradicting yourself. Am I big or am I small?
Well, people say big, people say small. It depends how you're looking by.
Good. What are you saying? Because you called me big and small, one sentence after the other.
Well, one of them maybe I lied. Maybe one of them I was like hi and said something. But neither or, it's the same shit like always.
Okay, so let's just catch up with everything. I just want to make sure I fully understand everything that you said.
Should I write a note also for you? So it looks like
yeah, please make notes. Just listen to what I'm going to say and please make notes. So you first on the poster child of drugs, then said that you might have been high and that's why you confused the two of them. You're either lying or
sorry.
One second.
Sorry to interrupt you.
You then no, don't interrupt. You then said that I'm both big and small, articulating as though it's a bad thing, but you also referenced the fact that I use that as my strengthening points, not my brain. So in all points of insults, you contradict yourself because you say, I only focus on externals, not my brain, but then you make a point to judge me for my externals. Like, what are you going with? Like, you just contradict. You go ahead.
I wasn't able to write it, because it didn't make any sense.
So the person who has contradicted all of their points is telling me that everything I have just said does not make sense.
Yeah, I fucked up.
Fatlum, were you dropped as a baby because you were fat or because your parents didn't like you? Because at this point, I know something went wrong.
Okay, you got me.
Look, at the end of the day, there's a reason why fat people are funny, and I think you should stick to being funny rather than mean.
Yeah, I don't think so like this. I mean, at the end of the day, people like you, that's why we have posters of people don't doing drugs anymore.
Fatlum, I haven't done drugs in like 5-6 years.
That's what somebody who did drugs would say.
Yes, that's what someone who did in the past do drugs would say. That is correct. Yes, Fatlum, well done. You're catching up. Fatlum, where are you based?
Switzerland.
Is there a SeaWorld in Switzerland?
Is there what?
A SeaWorld in Switzerland.
There is one, yes.
Is that where you and the family reside?
We reside there. We reside next to your chamber where you've been born.
Come on, Fatlum. I just called.
Well, I'm sorry if you cannot understand me since I'm talking way higher than you, but okay, keep going, King. So should I write it down for you?
Okay, Fatlum, I just said you and your family are all the size of whales, and your response was, yes, we are all whales, and you sleep in the chamber next to our fish tank.
So you technically said it.
All in all, leaving it, good for coming up against. Some points were good, but you did repeatedly contradict yourself, which doesn't necessarily help to your remarks on high IQ or leveraging IQ or brain power. But all in all, good for coming up against. Right? You need to, like, at the end of the day, I'm just a human. So Fatlum was correct in going up against me. And the fact that anyone thought here that they don't want to come up against me speaks a lot to you. Because what do you have to lose? Right? Especially in a controlled environment. Yeah.
Go on, Trey.
Adele, I will make so many references to you cutting your wrists. Are you sure you want to come up against me?
No, I never actually thought to do that, so I will not be offended by that.
So what did you think to do?
It never went further than just a thought of killing myself, so I didn't ever thought about implementing it.
No? Why not?
No, because life is not that bad compared to your life in the past. I know you were cleaning toilets.
You see,
Why didn't you stay there? You probably would have been more useful that place.
potentially I was very useful to that place. But it's very interesting talking to me about how good life is coming from a poor child who needs a scholarship to enter into school.
At least I have a brain to get a scholarship, not what everyone has.
You clearly didn't get it from your father.
I got it from my mother.
And I'm sure you got a lot more things from your mother based on your effeminate behavior. Yeah.
About feminine behavior, you just pretend to be so tough. But day we go out somewhere at night and we meet couple of men, will you run away?
Adil, I don't know why you're going out tonight meeting a couple of men. I typically meet a couple of women. Yes. You know, but look, people like Felix is in the program, you're in the program. I can share numbers between the two of you if you'd like. You guys can meet up at night. I know Felix travels a lot. So, yeah. Any other shots that you want to shoot?
Give me a second.
Yeah. And imagine you were the smartest sperm in your dad's dumb ball sack that made it through. You know, if only he had coughed accidentally in that moment, we wouldn't be faced with you today. Yeah. Yeah. Like, do you have fears that you'll be the failure, like that ever resonate with you? That maybe you won't be anything and you just be like him? Do you see him when you look in the mirror?
Do you see your father when you look in the mirror?
No. I'm adopted, so
Me
it's a bit,
too.
yeah, I'm adopted, so it's a little bit complicated to do that one there. Yeah. Fair enough.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You say that you're so tough. You are teaching us to be tougher on this call. But you're unable even to grow some muscles. Look at your.
And
What is
Dale,
that?
believe it or not, I probably have more muscles than what you do. Yeah. So by insulting me, you're insulting yourself. Do you want to try something else? Like, as an example, I just gave you the fact that I'm adopted, which should be more than enough leverage for you to shoot 1,000 different shots. I made it easy for you, and you were still unable to succeed.
Oh, last one hit the hardest.
What did you say?
The last one was the hardest one.
Okay, cool. So it's all about being comfortable and not being bothered by what is said by the other person. The more attention you put to what I say to you or what someone says to you, the more power it has. You need to be able to relax, disconnect from it, and go through. Right? I have failed at this very few times. One of the times that I failed, the insult was so good that I burst out laughing. It was such a good insult against me, I just burst out laughing. It was so good. I had to compliment the guy and then we carried on. Yes. But you guys need to be comfortable and making other people uncomfortable in certain circumstances. Yes. And the whole purpose is in order without sweating, right? It's being a wolf in sheep's clothing. A very simple comparison to the exercise that we are doing today is who here does MMA or any type of martial art? Surprise, surprise, Fatlum didn't raise his hand. So
I started this month. I couldn't say yes because I was new.
So Adil, with the fact that you do MMA, do you believe that you will be more comfortable when in a fight compared to the average person because of your exposure to fights, so on and so forth?
Of course.
Right? This is the exact same thing that we're doing. But you guys need to be more comfortable at giving shit. Right? Wonderful. Do you have any questions thus far or on the topics?
Is this something we should practice in our lives?
Very difficult to
think.
practice.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like we're doing like this type of practice here, which is exposure. Yes. Does not compare to a real life circumstance. Does not compare. Right? Anytime you are like this, you will get slight adrenaline unless you are disgustingly upper-handed. Right? Unless you are literally the upper-handed bully, when in defense, the likelihood that you will not get some form of adrenaline, yeah. And then replicating adrenaline versus no adrenaline, not really.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
How to receive this kind of shit? Like so last of your comments about the success, I just still wasn't able to do it. It actually touched me.
Which point?
Like last one about success, that even though I had either time or something else, I still wasn't able to succeed. That actually touched me. What should I do about that?
Did I say that?
Something like that. And guys,
Unless
do you
I was-
remember?
Yeah, Fatlum, you have a comment on this one?
Yeah. Can I ask you something, Adil? Do you believe in yourself that you did some progress?
I believe so.
So at that point, why to give a fuck? I mean, that's the point what I do always. So if I know exactly that I did some steps, then I don't know. Even Jesus could come downstairs and tell me I didn't anything. I still believe that I did something.
But I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I want to say, actually.
If Jesus came and told you that, yeah, I would question, just thought process.
All right, okay, the priest. Let's just say the priest, because that's like the second guy.
I get it. Fatum, one thing that you need to understand, not that you need to understand, but everyone on this call should understand, is that people are wired differently. Right? So I'm not saying this is the case for Adil, but there's a small chance, no matter what he achieves in life, he will always be slightly depressed, demotivated, and not happy with himself.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That actually resonates. Is that the case with you? Okay.
No. I'm like the complete opposite scale. Like I'm on the fucking other fucking delusional thing. Right?
I see.
And then I'll give an example with Ernest. Now, all of you should know Ernest. I think all of you know Ernest, right? Ernest is one of the very few people who on a day-to-day basis outwork me. Like comfortably outworks me. But now I'm able to do a lot more in a lot less time. So in turn, he doesn't actually outwork me on performance. But when it comes to like pure just blood work, he outperforms. I think I've seen him happy 3 times. Everything can go well, and everything is finished with what he's doing. And he'll say, I am not worth anything. Nothing has gone right. Even when things go right, he says, nothing has gone right. Why? Why me? Da, da, da, da, da. It's his nature. Right? But then to the comment here, and Fadlum, You could tell Ernest that he's doing really well. And he is doing very, he's performing like a motherfucker in everything he's doing. Yes. Do you think that's going to make a difference to him? Yes. Adil logically understands that he is performing and he is getting better because things are changing, right? It's not going to make a difference. You can tell him that 1,000 times. He can tell it 1,000 times, but he won't believe it. Right? And another aspect when it comes to entrepreneurship is that the predominant amount of entrepreneurs have issues with self-value. That's why they feel the desire to overcompensate and create. It is very common in entrepreneurs. Believe it or not, that never goes away. Because even when you've reached a certain point in life, you're like, fuck, I haven't done enough. I can do more. I can do more. It's a never ending. So it's similar to how chasing sex and drugs, it's a never ending fucking hole. This is the same never ending hole. Because then, let's say, Fadlum, I'll ask you this: when is enough?
There's no answer to that.
There we go. So you will temporarily be happy until you're not happy, and then you're like, oh, I'm useless. Make sense?
Is that something I should just accept myself or try to deal with it?
You can deal with it, but I will comfortably say it's one of your driving reasons for entrepreneurship, or one of your drivers.
I see.
It's a wonderful pit of insecurity that's getting you to work and work and work and work and work and work.
Mhm.
Do you want to turn that off?
Perhaps no, but just as it was the case with you, when someone pinpoints that they have achieved something, it touches me and can influence my behavior. Should I just try to ignore it?
You may get depressed. It will most likely get you to work harder.
Mhm.
If a guy who is more successful says to you that you are not successful and you are useless, how much energy do you now have to work?
Much more. Yeah.
Yeah. Right? I have that in similarity. Anytime someone insults me or calls me a failure, they have just given me 1 week's fucking or 2 weeks fucking energy to fucking supply. I'm not going to sleep for a while. Right? But yeah, that was just a point on what Fatlum, did you get my point? And why I
Yeah,
interrupted?
sure, of course, of course.
Right? Like I'll use an example for me. So I've done a lot of therapy, right? For me, therapy is a steroid to the brain, but I will always stop therapy at one point. As soon as they start touching into my entrepreneurship of it's actually my insecurities that make me want to, drive hard and da da da da da. At no point do I want to feel like I don't need it. I like the fact that I feel like I need it. I like my desires and all my wishes and wants. Yes, they come from the wrong place, but I appreciate that they're there. At that point of therapy, we must stop therapy. I must fuck off for a while until I return to someone else. Make sense?
Mhm.
But then it's much more the desire of that's not necessarily the recommended path. Do you want that? Right? Like, would you rather be happy? Or if insecurity is what drives you, allow that to be the driving point. All right. I'll touch on one thing from my past. So a very long time ago, like I was like you guys, I was a bit ignorant to how the life works, like the world works. And I made a horrible mistake. I listened to a woman. Yes. So there was this girl that I wanted to marry the way the fuck back when. And at this point, I'm doing relatively well for my age. Nothing fancy. Like I can't do like super stuff, but like I can go like that kind of vibe. Yeah. And then at one point, my drive has always been the desire to say fuck you. I have such a desire to say fuck you. It's basically one of my few drivers, but it's very, very strong. She told me that it's not healthy. And she kept going on and gave me a whole speech about it. I was like, you know what? She's right. It's not healthy. So I stopped using that as a drive. Oh, granted, it was circumstantial. A few things happened at that point in my life. I had never been so fucking depressed. Everything going to shit. Now, granted, my grandmother was dying. I was taking care of her, trying to deal with business, having problems in business. Lots of bullshit happening. Right? What did you say?
İmanlı bolsun. It's
Immenable.
İmanlı bolsun. I think it's kind of like interpretation of Arab wording. Rest in peace. Yes, something like that.
Yes, may she rest in peace. Yes. Now, all of this happened, and then I came to the realization, as I'm fucking depressed, just lost. I'm like, hold on. What the fuck has she achieved in her life? Then I realized, but fuck nothing. What has she done? But fuck nothing. Has she ever made money? No. What does she want to be? A health and life coach. Why the fuck did I listen to her? Then I got back into my drive of fuck you. And it took a while to build back up, but then that's my drive. What you have to understand is everything that you guys want to achieve is not healthy. Everything that you want to do is outside of the norm. And there's a good chance that you have something unhealthy driving it. Does that make sense? Push on the gas in the correct way. Right? Now, Adil, you had a question?
Not really, but you said in a correct way. Does it imply something?
Push on the gas, don't kill yourself.
Okay.
Like there's multiple roads. Don't go down the one where you go. Yeah. Go down the road and you go. Much better road to go down.
I think we talked about that with Ernest. It was like he said that he sometimes uses work as a distraction and something horrible happens.
Yeah.
Instead of using alcohol, drugs, because all those types of are distractions. But work is a productive distraction. So he picks his vice.
No, 100%. So even with me, if I've got a life problem, I will deal with it by going to work. Is it healthy? No. Is it effective and efficient? Yes. Is it what I recommend? Not necessarily. But then, yeah. Wonderful. Does everyone understand the point of this exercise today?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Then tomorrow we're going to go over presentations. I expect all of you guys to fuck up on presentations. I'm going to be very strict. I expect the highest standard on what we're going to do tomorrow. And just one question, if you guys can put in the chat your preference. I'm deciding whether to do a 2-hour session or 2 1-hour sessions. So whatever your preference is, put it in the chat. So currently I'm doing 2 1-hour sessions, and I'm thinking about doing a 2-hour session instead. So just put in the chat if you'd prefer a split or a 2-hour session.
Isn't that the question we discussed yesterday?
Yeah. I'm just getting more opinions.
Is it like this hour and the next, or this hour and the hour before?
This
Before.
now. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. And just to say, Fatlum, is your reason for split also because of the timings?
Yeah, some of them.
Okay, cool.
But if we need to make it like in 2 hours, then I can just check out something if I can change something about the timing.
It's not that deep. Okay, wonderful. Does anyone have any before I fuck off and you guys fuck off and go to work?
Like one thing that came in my mind, like I don't know if you guys have it, but like before like sales call or even before I joined this call, I have this feeling of my body feel stressed. I don't know, feel steady. I don't know if
It's
it's
because
a
of
common
Ishmael,
thing.
don't worry.
Wait, say that again. Say that
No,
again.
but like you know when your body is like relaxed and your body is like straight really I don't
Trained?
know. Yeah, it's a feeling that I have before, I don't know, cold calls or sales call, and
Yeah.
even like joining these calls.
Purely Ishmael. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think that depends because like for these calls it might be Ishmael. I don't know what can be the reason. For me, in a sales calls, it's fear of embarrassment, and cold calls fear of rejection. So it's different source, it's same effect, but you just have to push. At least what I think.
Yeah,
With
but
cold calls, you kind of get used to it. With Ishmael, you don't.
You're basically saying sometimes you feel stressed, sometimes you don't feel stressed, and
yeah,
you
but
feel
like even the body feels like I don't know, more. I don't feel like relaxed with the body. You understand?
Why the fuck should you feel relaxed? The only time I am relaxed, genuinely body relaxed, yes, is when I have temporarily married a nice Ukrainian girl who's giving me a nice massage. At that point, I am relaxed. Other than that, you should feel like be stressed. Stress is good. Stress is fuel. You need to be able. So put it like this, right? There was. It's been said many a time by third parties who are very close to very successful people, is that the successful people are able to handle like stupidly impressive amounts of stress. All right. I'll give an example. Yes. Currently, you've referenced stress as calling random people and hopping on calls with.
Sorry, sir. I explain. It's like more a tension of the body. You understand? Like
Yes, yes. But
okay,
that's a reaction. That's a reaction. As an
okay,
example, when people are uncomfortable, they get itchy. Yes.
okay.
Please understand at the highest level, you're working with millions in debt, hundreds of people that you need to pay. Make sure that they get paid. Various points of money that needs to come in, like real genuine stress. On top of that, you're gonna have a wife who's fucking pissed because you're working too much. One child loves you, the other child hates you. You've got this problem, that problem, and people are dying and people rely on you.
Mm,
Right? You need to be able to understand it and disconnect from it.
mm,
All right, I'll give an example where Ernest commented on this with me. Like he commented, this was a while ago. I don't remember when. Right? He had said, Ismael, I don't know how you do it. And I was like, do what? Well, we will. The business will need to pay 20,000 in 2 days, and the business at that point does not have cash of 20,000. I tell you this, you look at me, you say, sounds good, and then you want to go to the beach. Yes. What you have to understand is stress will always be there. You will always have problems, and you need to get used to that stress.
mm.
Right? And you need to be able to there is even then there should be no circumstances where stress eats you up. Because stress is just a reaction to the external that you have internalized.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah, I was talking about with Ernest about this thing, and he said me like with the stress thing, like if you put like always 100%, one point you will get ill or something like that. If you keep like 80% every day, it can be done.
I don't think that applies to you. I don't think the two are connected. You need to
Okay.
understand why you are being stressed, why you are getting stressed, and you need to disconnect this because the stress is all in your fucking head.
Mm,
Like at the end, I'm just a random human that shares his experience and guides you how to fuck up a lot less than what you are fucking up. Past that, why should you care if I think you're good or not good? It doesn't make any difference. Now, on the basis that you connect my opinion of you to how you see yourself, under certain circumstances, cool. My opinion will be better than yours just through assessment. But it doesn't mean that it should cause stress to you. Cold calling is picking up a phone and speaking to random fuckers, whether they like you or don't. There's nothing stressful about it. So why are you stressing? You need to sit down, you need to analyze, and you have to figure it out. Make sense? And
okay.
disconnect from the stress. Stress is very good,
Okay.
right? And the more stress that you can take on, the easier it will get. And this is one fact, right? It's a wonderful fact about life and butt fucking, right? So the better you get at something, the harder it gets. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? As an example, if any of you guys were ever in a relationship at a stupidly young age, like around Dio's age or something, yes, and then it ended, right? And then you thought, oh, that was the worst thing ever, so on and so forth. You thought you had lost your love. And then you end up in the next relationship and you thought you lost your love. And then you ended up, and each time it gets worse and worse and worse. To another side, when it comes to dealing with problems in life, the better you get at dealing with problems in life, the bigger problems you will get. And then you have to repeatedly face the challenge and face the challenge and face the challenge. Does that make sense? Especially on the basis that you're trying to grow and do more. Yes. So understand, you are at a relatively low level of stress. For you, it's a high level, and that's respectable. You have to take it as you see it. But also recognize you need to be able to deal with this, because down the journey, you're going to miss the stress of cold calling as the reason that you get stressed. Yes, but you have to specifically think. And this is one thing that you can do, but it's circumstantial. I believe it will apply, but I don't know if it will, but I do believe strongly that it will. There is most likely one specific thought that you have in all these circumstances, like a very similar thought. Yes, one example of what I mean by this would be that people don't think you're good enough, don't think you're smart enough, people don't like you. Like it's one thing that triggers you. Yes, and it can be triggered in various formats that will then result in your body stressing. If you can identify at what moment did I tense up and what did I think, you've won a good chunk of the battle.
Okay.
And what happens after? You narrowed, identify the thought which is getting triggered, and then
you then have to think about the thought, like process it, understand what was I thinking, like allow yourself to think the whole thing. Like as an example, so Francesco has that thought, all of a sudden his focus, his body's tight, his body has taken him away from that thought. Does that make sense? Because now his focus is no longer on that thought, it's now on his body being tight and he's now stressed. So what specific thought got him to like get tight? And then he has to go back into that thought. However,
Okay,
what I'm saying is it's a lot easier to say than it is to do.
you're already inside the thought. You're going through it, you're experiencing it. What will
Yeah,
happen then?
that should fix the tension.
Mhm.
Because on the basis that it is a coping mechanism, the coping mechanism will replace the thought that you have, because the thought is actually a lot worse than what you think it is, because it's connected to everything in the past, all the traumas of the past, right? So your body is naturally inclined to like get the fuck away from it. As soon as you go back to it, you should be much calmer. But you have to be consciously aware and you have to like process the whole thought. Yeah. Wonderful. I don't want to keep you guys any longer than I need to. So, any final questions?
Yeah, are you gonna attend all the other calls for today?
But you don't like Ernest.
No, I like him, but I just wanna know.
Or you like him like him?
Yeah, I like him.
I'm gonna tell him right now. I'm gonna say
Come on.
he likes you. Be careful. Could be so. Wonderful. But I won't be on the remaining calls. Why? Is there anything that you need from me?
Yeah, no.
Okay, wonderful. Then if no one needs me, feel free to get back to work. I've got a fuck ton amount of work to do. Yeah.
Right.